Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the garage. We're working on the Yukon XL. This is my 2022 GMC Yukon XL. It's got the 3-liter Duramax engine, which is the LM2. That engine was available from GM from like 2020 to like 2023-ish. They've changed it to this LZ0. I bet this is the same procedure though. I'm changing the fuel filter in this. Now I have about 15,000 miles on this. My fuel filter life indicator says that I have about 54% fuel filter life in this, but I want to try this out. This is the first time trying this. I want to change the fuel filter, go through the procedure, really see how dirty it is at 15,000 miles versus maybe the 20 to 25,000 miles it could probably go. So let's talk about the parts you're going to need for this. So obviously you're going to need a fuel filter here. We're using the AC Delco part code is the TP1015. So that, and it also comes with a new gasket O-ring for the housing. So we'll replace those. I'm going to need a 36 millimeter socket. Luckily I had one of these. This is actually the same size and same type of canister as like I've had a couple BMWs in the past that had this on their oil filter cap housing. So it's kind of like the same procedure. I'm going to need I'm probably going to use a pick to get the old O-rings off, some gloves. I'm going to spray down the filter housing with some degreaser and wipe it down before I take it off. And I'll need an oil catch can as well. On the driver's side, right where this door seam is, between the driver and passenger side, right underneath there, under the, you can see where my oil catch can is. I'm going to catch some of the diesel that comes out of there. Show you where this housing is. Right up under there. So there's the nut. I'm not going to take off the drain. There's a little Torx bit you can take off the drain to drain water out if you're doing that periodically between changes. I'm taking the whole thing off. So I'm just going to get the 36 millimeter nut on that. Back it off. I'm first going to clean it off with some of that super clean and paper towels. So I'm not going to jack this up or go onto ramps. I think I got enough clearance to just be able to lay right there where that oil catch can is and reach underneath there and take it off, because it's not that far underneath the vehicle from the driver's side. All right, so I'm recording from the camera is on the passenger side. I'm coming from the driver's side here. You can get a better view from that side. So I'm just going to spray this down here. I've seen some people use this brake cleaner. It's pretty caustic on a plastic housing like that. So I'm just getting some paper towels. I want to make sure this is clean so that way when I touch it and bring it off, I'm not going to contaminate anything inside. Okay, I'm just going to get my ratchet. I'm going to pull my oil catch can underneath this. I'm going to get my ratchet underneath here, make sure I have it on loosen, which is going to be counterclockwise. Okay. I'm just going to slowly loosen. All right, we're going to let that drain for a minute. All right, we're going to dump all the diesel out here. All right, so I got this over here. I left the catch can underneath the vehicle to drain any of the diesel that falls out of there. Make sure this is nice and clean. Got a little work surface here. This new O-ring here is going to go right there. The small one is going to go on the filter unit itself. We'll show you that in just a minute. So let's pull this out here. Really it just snaps in, and if you can see, there's the O-ring part of the filter goes in first. So here's our new one. Here's our old one. I'm glad I'm changing it now. It's probably pretty dirty. So all we do with the new one now is we just snap that in. Let's get this cleaned out first. See, there's some diesel. All right, so I just emptied out any diesel that's inside here. I'm just cleaning this out, cleaning the outside. Now the new one's ready to go in. I'm just gonna, so O-ring side goes into the filter. And I just want to give it a good, you want to give it a nice hard push down nice and hard until it snaps. I heard that snap. So we're good there. Now I can get my pick tool remove the old O-ring. Got it in that groove, same groove it was in, the old one is in. And then I can change out this little O-ring. This is on the other side of the male piece that goes in there. This just, we'll swap that out just so we got a fresh one. All right, so I'm back under here, guys. You can see on the, there's a little stem here. There's a little blue O-ring. Just using my pick tool, I'm just gonna pick that off. And see how it just comes off. Okay, there's the old one. Here's our new one. I'm just gonna roll it back up there. That's very easy. This thing's, it's very flexible, so it's not very hard to do this. Just wanna wipe it off, make sure it's not contaminated at all. So here's my new housing with the new filter inside. I'm just going to insert it back up. Thread it back on. It's just regular threaded, clockwise to tighten. Right there. Okay, we'll get to a point where it just kind of stops. We're good. Wipe any drips off. So we're all done from underneath the vehicle. With the old diesel oil that came, or the diesel fuel that came, I'm just going to pour it into a waste jug and then mix it with some old oil when I change the oil again, and then just dispose of it at the recyclers. Let's go inside. There's a reset procedure and a certain procedure we need to follow in order to start this back up. So if we go back inside here, what we want to do is we do not want to start it up right now. You see here we have it was about 15,000 miles. So what we want to do is I want to hit the start button. I just want to touch it to turn it on. It's going to prime the fuel pump. I want to let it stay on for about 2 minutes. Stay on for 2 minutes, and then I'll come turn it back off. So it's been 2 minutes. I'm going to turn it off, and then I'm actually going to do it for another 30 seconds, and then I'll start it up. So I'm not going to put my foot on the brake. No foot on the brake. Just hit the start button and release. So it's been 30 seconds. I'm just going to turn it off. And now I'm going to put my foot on the brake and hit the start button. And it fired up right away. No issues, no problems. And I'm filter screen here. I'm just going to scroll. If I go to the reset, I just hold down the button here. Do I want to reset? I'm going to arrow over to yes. Push the select button. All right, I had to turn the vehicle off and back on, and then it now shows 100%. So going through the reset procedure is very simple. So guys, that was a pretty easy procedure. I got that done probably in 15-20 minutes, and I was recording, so it took longer. So next time, it'd probably only take me 10 minutes to do this. Pretty straightforward. I'll probably do this every 15,000 miles just because it's so easy to do myself, and you know the part's pretty cheap, $25 to $30 to under $30 for the part. It is recommended to use the AC Delco, the original like OEM part. I think that's a little bit more. There are some generic ones available that are a little bit less, but I use the AC Delco one just so, because it's still under warranty. I don't want there to be any kind of issues going forward. But guys, anyways, I'll leave a link to all the parts and tools that I use to do this. Very straightforward. I highly recommend doing this yourself. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel. We'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.